Hey, you guys, it's Ani. Happy Friday. I hope your start of the weekend is going well. And if it's not, I hope this video helps you. You guys, this video is about really time doesn't matter, distance doesn't matter, no contact doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what's gone on. It doesn't matter how low of a self-concept you've had. Everything can change. I'm going to read a success story. Before we get into the success story, you guys, get your drinks, get your snacks. Did I lose focus? Get your drinks, get your snacks. Let's start off the weekend right, you guys. Cheers to a great weekend. I intend all of you have an amazing one going forward. And if you're feeling down, just know that it's temporary. It will pass. Just like everything comes in waves, you guys. It comes in waves. You're not always going to be super excited, super whatever. Sometimes you feel down, sometimes you feel neutral, sometimes you feel fine, sometimes you feel great, sometimes you feel super excited. It's waves. There has to be a variety of emotions, variety of feelings, variety of abundance, right? So that's just life. Don't be down. Any minute a miracle can take place. So cheers to that. I'm going to read you my client's success story. A little bit of backstory on the success story is that she was in no contact with her best friend. So she's been working on 2 SPs with me. Specific person, meaning her man, also specific person, her best friend. So she was in no contact with her best friend. She really wanted to get back into communication, back into contact, really like bond again, because time had passed, their distance and just everything. And she was always doubting it. She came to me with very low self-concept at the time, and now it's just I'm so proud of her, girl. If you're watching, so proud of you, so proud of your success. I know you're just gonna have continuous success over and over again. And this is just a great success story, great reminder that none of it really matters. That if you've been in no contact, that doesn't matter. Time doesn't matter. Distance doesn't matter. None of it. So I'm going to read it, you guys. She says, hi, Ani, I had a breakthrough with one of my SPs, my best friend. I decided to stop by and visit her at work because it was close to my other friend's house. Originally, I didn't plan to visit my best friend, but my intuition was gently telling me to go see my best friend. It was a calm knowing that I knew it would be a positive visit, and it was. My best friend was happy to see me, and we spent about 15 minutes catching up. I didn't want to stay too long because she was at work. She also gave me her new number, and we started texting again. I'm glad I listened to my intuition and trusted that the new version of me would experience a positive interaction with my best friend. Yes, I took inspired action, but this time it was from a confident place within myself, without having any high expectations for the outcome. I let things happen naturally, and I didn't force anything with the best friend. Our conversation naturally flowed like it has always been. This also shows that distance and time doesn't matter. When you have a strong connection with someone, you are always connected spiritually, and your thoughts and feelings can turn any situation around for the better. I know I will reconnect with my love SP soon as well. I am considering reaching out, but I also know I don't have to take any action to get any communication from him as I continue to do our inner conversations. I know either way I'll manifest communication with him and we'll have a fresh start in our relationship. God and the universe is working everything out perfectly. I can already picture me having out with my best friend and all of us all together having a good time. Ani, I'm so grateful for your continued encouragement and support. I always enjoy our conversations during our sessions. I look forward to our next session together with more success stories. I know I am manifesting my goals and everything is falling into place for the better. You guys, let this be your birds before land. Let this be your sign that whether you're in no communication, whether you haven't heard from that person, whether things seem to have fallen out, it doesn't matter. One thing I want to mention is when we first started, see, inspired action. A lot of people are probably watching and thinking, oh, but I don't want to take action. Oh, but I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. Let me tell you about inspired action. Inspired action is like a nudge that gets louder and louder and louder from a very neutral place. Inspired action is not from ego, okay? I want to just make that clear. Coming from the ego or coming from an obsessive, manipulative place, that's not inspired action. Inspired action is more like, I want to do this. I want to reach out. And I don't care about the outcome. Oh, maybe not today. Maybe not. Okay, it's fine. A few days later, maybe you should reach out. Maybe you should. Maybe it'll end up really good. Maybe. Maybe not today. 3 days later, 4 days later, a month later, a week later. That's what inspired action is. It will always nudge. But if it's from a place of, oh, but what if they, what if I don't get the answer I'm looking for? What if this? What if that? Like, then it's like, no, step back. Inspired action feels calm. Inspired action feels very gentle. And most likely you won't care of the outcome because you don't have crazy high expectations. When you're in a lax state, it feels much more uncomfortable. When you're in a lax state, most likely self-concept hasn't been worked on. Your confidence is probably not where it should be. And you're too worried about outcome. You're too worried about expectation. And you're just probably going to be very triggered at the end of it because it wasn't inspired. It was just more of manipulation. Like, let me do it from my ego, or let me do it from, like, let me just do it to see what's going to happen. Like, they're two different lanes. Okay. So if you ever have a nudge to do something and it gets louder and louder, if you try to avoid it in a neutral way, that's it. Okay. Also, when you level up on your self-concept, you guys, when you become to that, like that version of yourself that starts really loving themselves more, that really starts respecting themselves more, you're more worried about pleasing yourself than another. Like, you're not people pleasing. You're not doing any of that stuff. You're really starting to value yourself and put yourself on a pedestal over another person. Inspired action feels completely different. Like, everything feels much better. Everything feels much more like, well, is this gonna serve me? And if yes, am I okay with the feeling? Like, it's way more you focused. Everything is much more focused on you when self-concept is high. But when self-concept is not high and you're really trying to get the person or the thing, everything is them focused. All about them. It's all about how they will feel. Oh, if I say this, how would they feel? If I do this, how would they feel? Would they like me? Would they want to be with me? Would they want to choose me? It's like, what do you want though? What do you want to be living? What do you want to be experiencing? So again, two different lanes. And what we worked on together, this client and I, a lot of inner conversations, we would do it in session 2. She, I believe, had my courses as well. In between, she would do them. She would do the homework I would assign in one-on-ones. But what I say to her and what I want to say to you guys too, what you can take away from this video is you have to stop worrying about the distance. Oh, it's too far away, or too long of a time has passed, or this person, like, we haven't talked in a while. Maybe they don't want to talk to me. None of those circumstances matter when your focus is bettering yourself and you're coming from a pure place, pure intention. Remember, pure intention, you guys, in manifestation, and everyone as you push that, is very important, because that person will always reflect back to you what you have active within. So this person welcomed her. This person wanted to talk to her more, shared their new number with them to continue the conversation, to bring that bond back. Why? Because they are reflecting back to her what she's been practicing within, which is pure, self-confident, energy is on point. I love myself. I want to share, this new version of me with this new version of that person. And of course, they have to reflect it back. They have to reflect it back. So everyone as you pushed out always works, you guys. But sometimes you probably think it's just what you do that person should reflect it back to you. It's not just what you do. It's also what you think. Like, for example, if you think that person will not welcome you in, that's just the assumption you carry inside. And you have this story of why they wouldn't welcome me and why it would be difficult and why they acted that way in the past, and those characteristics are still active within them, and that's why. And you have this whole story. That is also everyone as you pushed out. The stories you carry within of people is also everyone as you pushed out, not just what you do to yourself. So it's all of the above. It's how you carry yourself, how you show up for you, how you love you, but it's also the assumptions you have of other people, the stories you have of other people that will also reflect back onto you. So please keep that in mind. And if you get what I'm saying, comment down below, okay? Like the video, comment down below, you guys. So moral of the story, putting you first, working on your self-concept before making any moves is ideal. And then when you level up and you feel much more better about yourself and who you are and how you show up as a person, and that you are now emitting this amazing energy that you've been giving to yourself all this time, leveling up, the confidence has grown, the love for yourself has grown, the way you value yourself, then inspired action will push you to do stuff if you need to. Now, it's very likely, like, let's say she didn't do inspired action, right? Let's say she didn't follow her gut or intuition. Eventually, this scene had to still take place. It just might have taken a different route and maybe a little longer, but that's okay, because she would eventually get to that place again where she gets to mingle with this person again, reunite again, get the phone number, and continue the conversation. You get me? So if you're worried about, do I have to take inspired action or not? No, you don't. Because where you need to be and what needs to happen will still happen, even if you don't feel like pushed to lift a finger. That's completely fine. But the more awake you are, and the more conscious you are, and the more confident you are, inspired action will knock at your door, and it would lead you exactly to where you want to be. Not just inspired action, but just even you getting up, going to the grocery store, let's say, at a specific time, you're being guided, because it can very much so happen at that grocery store, at that minute, at that second, you were pushed to go. You may bump into the SP there. Reuniting may happen there. You may bump into them at the parking lot while they're leaving. You get me? Like, there's so many different ways your desire can play out. The more you trust, the more you have faith, you will literally be taken there. You will be taken there. You will be brought to the conversations. You will be brought to the situations. You will be brought to the experiences. Or if you're not open to any of it and you just want to, like, let's say you just want to sit at home on your couch and not go anywhere, not do anything. You want this manifestation to prove itself to you. It will. It will. Trust me, I have experienced it time and time again. Through action, through no action, through no, I'm not going to do anything, like, it better come to me. It always comes. But Stop coming from ego. Stop forcing things. Stop trying to manipulate things, because those of you wondering why it's taking so long, that makes it take longer. Okay? So I'm going to leave you guys with this success story. I think today's video was shorter than usual, but I want to keep it short and sweet today. I want you to take all this information in, and I want you to apply what I'm saying. And I really, those of you guys that have been like just obsessed with like manifesting content, I want to challenge you, like, no more watching. Or you can watch, you can still watch, but less watching, more applying. Let's start applying. Let's start applying. I mean, for example, if you learn how to cook, right? What's so great about you knowing how to cook if you don't cook and feed people? So, you know what I mean? All right, you guys, I love you. Have an amazing weekend. I hope this was your birds before land. I intend so. I intend you guys have a great, great, great weekend. Until I see you next Friday. Love you. Have an amazing, miraculous, manifestational weekend. Be safe. I see you soon. Bye.